Good day, liberators and fellow citizens. It's just shortly after 2 o'clock in the morning, Thursday, and I'm up and running. The day has begun for Liberty Fighters Network. Probably 9, 10 o'clock tonight, I'll go to sleep. And this is the daily ritual of me and Liberty Fighters Network. We've got so many public interest cases and personal cases, literally hundreds of individual cases that we are running free of charge without expecting anything in return, as always, as you know us. And this has brought me to the point whereby I want to ask you, and please comment, should Liberty Fighters Network still pursue the COVID-19 vaccine registration case in South Africa? I'm asking this question and guidance from you as our supporters, whether we're wasting our time, because we've got a dwindling support over the years, and to such extent that the voluntary donations that we are receiving has been so little, and we're very much grateful. During January, it was the least we've received for since 2020, before we became known. So one would have actually expected that it would have increased. It has decreased tremendously, to such extent that I have to now move to a much cheaper premises. I'm still a month in arrears with my rental. The landlord is getting agitated. Has actually asked that if I do not make or rectify the periodic payments that I do make urgently, I will have to leave the premises. But irrespective, that's a problem of mine. It's February. Don't have money to send my kids to homeschooling this year. So all those things are working on me, because the time that I spend in Liberty Fighters Network is getting more and more and more, but the income is getting less. So I need to make a decision very, very soon whether we are doing the right thing, whether we should just stop with being Liberty Fighters Network, call it a day. Let me compile a CV, send it out, and see whether I'm still employable. I doubt it, but I will at least try. But if we are wasting our time, please tell us down in the comments, because you know the problem that we are sitting with is that I've spent 2 weeks now on the heads of argument. Only me have spent the time. It was basically a full-time job for the last 2 weeks to get the heads of argument in the SAPRA matter in the COVID-19 vaccines case. You can find all these papers on our website. I will publish it, and also the record. To just compile the record for the appeal is so extensive that you have to number every 10th line on each and every page of the record. You have to index it. You have to paginate it. To just compile the record for the appeal is quite a tedious task. The heads of argument, practice note, etc., etc. It's taking a lot of time that I could have also spent on other matters that I'm just focusing on a public interest matter. So I want your input, whether we're wasting our time. Should I just accept the fate that if we're not successful with this particular case, targeting all the vaccines, not only one, like the Pfizer matter, where they've decided to just go after Pfizer. So Pfizer has put a lot of effort in there. They've employed a legal team assisting them, so they've got enough money going to their pockets to fund the legal team, probably costing them hundreds of thousands, if not millions of rand. Luxuries that we at Liberty Fighters Network do not have, and not even one of those panel of medical experts have once assisted Liberty Fighters Network with our case that we have actually started 6 months before they did. But if you want to support them, go and support them, but I don't honestly care anymore. I know that I'm on a route for self-suicide in this video, but I'm not a hypocrite. You become to know me, that I'm call a spade. And yes, our court case against SAPRA, I will make a video for our channel members going into the heads of argument specifically. And but the basics is you will get the papers on our website, go through that and have your say. But in any case, let me get to the point. It's now 5 years down the line of the lockdown, when it started. Liberty Fighters Network became well known as the one who have pursued it successfully, the COVID-19 lockdown. And there were quite a number of platforms that engaged with us, and quite on a regular basis. Desmond Bernardo, he only had a few couple of thousand supporters, and with the regular interviews that he also had on his platform, many of the Liberty Fighters Network supporters at that point in time were pulled to also support his network to grow. And Desmond, for example, was very key, and I'm very much grateful for also his assistance in the beginning to support Liberty Fighters Network financially and otherwise. But unfortunately, Desmond Bernardo has stopped promoting Liberty Fighters Network and our work for at least 2 years now, if not longer. Loving Life, Scott Bolson, he was actually the only one who, up till the point when he had to stop Loving Life, he was the only one actually who relatively regularly promoted Liberty Fighters Network and the work that we are doing. And but unfortunately, he had to close down because of his eyes. Since Loving Life stopped about a year ago, so no one else have invited us on their shows. The very popular Kulain Serfontein, Brickmerker, he bluntly refused to publish anything about Liberty Fighters Network because he has got an issue with Dr. Lenis van Rooyen, who we don't have an issue with, but are very much supportive of the work of Liberty Fighters Network. So because we've got a relationship with Dr. Lenis van Rooyen and we are 100% backing him, Johan Erasmus recently made a lot of bad remarks about Lenis van Rooyen on his shows, on Brickmerker, and without asking Lenis to please come and explain, Kulain Serfontein never had the audacity to even ask Lenis van Rooyen to come and explain. It was bluntly accepted that the lies that Johan Erasmus told about Lenis van Rooyen were the truth, and then he got Dr. Herman Edeling from FASA to rectify or to explain himself and to clear him, but Kulain never did that with Lenis. So, but Kulain Serfontein refused bluntly to have anything promoted of Liberty Fighters Network. So Liberty Fighters Network also don't care about Kulain Serfontein and his Brickmerker. He can do his Brickmerker wherever he wants to, in his toilet or on the pavement. We honestly do not care. Yeah, Desmond Bernardo, very much. I'm very much disgruntled about the fact that he's not promoting us anymore. Why? Do not know. But Jeremy Nell, Jim Orphe, also in the beginning he used to invite us regularly, then suddenly he stopped. I've asked him before to whether he can't just engage with the international news that we are making with our cases, but he also declined. So all these platforms do not promote Liberty Fighters Network. So the message is not getting out there. I don't have time to spend and make videos and post them every day because I actually do the work. I do something about our liberties and not just talking all the time and interpreting the news that's there. That is what all these platforms are actually doing. They're interpreting the news. We are making the news. Our case against the Constitutional Court in the African Union, where the African Union has investigated the Constitutional Court of South Africa for corruption, none of them have reported anything about that. The vaccines, our breakthroughs, the records, redacted records that we've already received from SAPRA, not important. The work, the fact that we've pursued the IEC matter, the Electoral Commission case in the Jacob Zuma matter, that's international news, or supposed to be international news, but none of them, just like the mainstream media of South Africa, have never published anything about that. It's not important for them. They rather would like to interpret Trump and ESCOM and stuff like that, but very important matters where we believe that the Electoral Commission have actually directly interfered with the results of the election last year. And we've got the evidence in affidavit format that they've actually interfered with the results. That's not important. Kulain, Desmond, Jeremy, they don't want to report on that. Making them, for us, exactly the same as the mainstream media, who's also not reporting on them. So, people, yes, our support has been dwindling. The work that we are doing is not getting out there. And resultantly, we're getting less and less funding, support, voluntary donations from the public, because people think that we're doing nothing. So all those platforms who used to promote us don't do that anymore. I don't have the time to make the videos, as I've said. So eventually, Liberty Fighters Network is dying a silent death. I have to decide now very soon whether I'm going to continue with what I'm doing, because Kulain Serfontein Desmond Bernardo, Jeremy Nell are also not interested in assisting us to get out there. And if any one of them are going to ask me, oh, sorry, let me get back onto your platform, I'm not interested. So I'm just complaining now about that. But this is the reality that we are facing. The message is not getting out of there. People are not interested in sharing our videos. They're not interested in reading our news. It's much better for them to be interested in stuff that's really not important. Trump and Ukraine, it's totally irrelevant for South Africa at the end of the day. But people would like to rather follow that. People, thank you very much for the supporters that's still left. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And at the end of the day, you are still making us breathe, which I'm very grateful for. And yeah, consider subscribing. It's free. But if you want more in detailed feedback, like what I'm going to do for our membership on YouTube, discussing the content of the heads of argument in the Sapramatter vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine case, consider joining that. That also helps us with our funding, and it's very cheap. It's a membership of your choice, but we do not differentiate between what we deliver to any one of those membership choices. Thanks a lot for supporting us. Have a nice day and God bless.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.